Hello, I'm APX Toycat, and welcome back to another episode of my TU39 Let's Play. This is a Let's Play I started after the most recent major update came out for Minecraft on the consoles, and which so far I've had quite a bit of fun with. I've built myself two houses, the Dark Oak House and the Acacia House. I've built myself a decent amount of city and a transport city system to go around that, and today, as part of that city build project, I'm going to be building something that makes a lot of people confused, because it's going to be the Lobby from Battle minigame. I've been building it for the last two episodes, and the reason that I'm building this for like a third episode in a row, although don't worry, it'll only be like half the episode sort of, is that this has been one of those things that has gotten me, again, that amazing addicted stage of Minecraft again, because, you know, when it comes to Minecraft, sometimes there are moments where you're playing it and you're like, oh yeah, I'm building this thing, so it's kind of fun, and sometimes there are moments where, like me, you know, it's 11 PM and you really should be sleeping, but you're like, oh, but I can play another 20 or 30 minutes and I can make so much progress, I can get like one of these towers done in that time, and that is where I've been while building this. So yeah, today I'll be building some of, hopefully a lot of this building over here. I don't know what you call it, but like the one with the zombie heads in it. And yeah, I'll also be going to the ocean monument. So don't worry if you're like saturated on battle and you've never liked it anyway or something like that. We'll be going to the ocean monument, and we'll also be building the battle map. So if you like battle or ocean monuments, or neither, then you can like let me know. That's it. I think that's literally everyone. Like if you don't like battle or ocean monuments, then I don't know what you like. Maybe you like cats. That's great too. But yeah, I'd like that you let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like these Let's Plays. I know they're really different to everything else I upload on my channel, and the best, if I could describe that difference, the best way would be like, oh yeah, well, you know, the other videos are like teaching you a thing. This is me like actually playing it. So like this is what I just do in normal survival Minecraft. If I did, ooh, that went horribly wrong. If I didn't, you know, if I didn't have a channel of some form, this is still how I would upload Minecraft. Sorry, this is still how I would play Minecraft. I wouldn't be uploading Minecraft if I didn't have a channel. Well, obviously, that's kind of a key point of that. But yeah, like, if I didn't, then this would be how I play Minecraft. And I think it's always interesting to show this sort of thing off, because all of my videos focus on really in-depth parts of Minecraft. But, you know, sometimes if you want to see some basic stuff, and you want to be like, hey, I want to learn this really basic building tip, or like, isn't it interesting how you can place blocks on other blocks by, or place blocks in different directions, or anything like that, maybe you pick it up from this, or maybe just enjoy me talking about, like, I don't know, Monopoly, or cats, or Cat Monopoly, or Catopoly, which, by the way, is, if you might have seen it if you follow me on Twitter, but basically it's the most niche version of Monopoly I've ever seen. It's genuinely Monopoly, but all the stops are like cats themed. I don't know why it exists. I don't know why. Like, I think this one of these crazy things with Monopoly where, like, because obviously I think it's Hasbro that owns it, are just really really like liberal with licensing out the game. There's just a billion different variants, and it means that no matter what your crazy specific interest, there's probably a Monopoly variant for it, which on the one hand is kind of cool, but on the other hand it's actually kind of weird. Like, again, like, I thought Fallout Monopoly was a strange enough thing, but then when you get to Cat Monopoly, where it's like, this is for people who like cats so much that they cannot stand the thought of playing a Monopoly game that does not feature entirely about cats, which, I know, to me at least, that's just a little bit strange. Like, I mean, I like cats, but I could play other Monopoly. You know, I'd rather play the Legends of Zelda Monopoly, which, by the way, another type of kind. But yeah, today we're not mostly... I didn't want to focus on that Monopoly today. I don't know how that came across. But instead, I wanted to talk a little bit about survival Minecraft. And the fact that, like I said, I've been really, really addicted to this. And it made me think, like, I wonder why this project got me enthralled and not other projects. And I really can't think of a proper reason. Because even though a lot of people say, like, oh yeah, the reason that Minecraft isn't interesting to me is because... insert thing here. They'll say, a lot of the time it'll be something like... Also, do we have stairs? We do have stairs. They'll say something really specific, like, well, the reason that I'm just not interested in Minecraft, we'll do this, by the way, because it's just, like, it really should have been done by now, but I just haven't. But, you know, it would be something really specific, like, well, because there hasn't been an update in exactly, you know, it's been like a month now. Like, it's been a whole month without an update. Or, admittedly, you can say 7 months without an update if you count the last one. Therefore, the game is dead forever, or, you know, whatever string of logic you want to use. And although, you know, in some people's heads that might be the case, the truth about Minecraft is the game is always going to be what you make of it, right? Like, Minecraft isn't a game where some developer somewhere has decided what you do. It's a game, although, you know, they can give you new things to decide to do, it's a game where you kind of decide by yourself, and that's why I've always found it strange. You know, what you're really saying, well, what you're really thinking when, you know, you find Minecraft not interesting is that, yeah, I've done everything that I want to do with the game, or I can't think of new things that I want to do, and therefore it still does confuse me even after knowing that, because, you know, obviously, like sandbox games are based around what you do with them, right? That's not new thinking. I'm not going to blow your minds and you're going to be like, wow, you should tell that to, like, someone and get a PhD on that, or because I think a PhD is new knowledge, but yeah, no one's going to say that because, yeah, that's pretty obvious stuff. But I don't think it is to necessarily everyone, because the thing... Also, am I doing this right? Because the thing... Is this meant to be 3 blocks wide? 1, 2... Have I made a major... No, I haven't made a major mistake. But, yeah, well, the really interesting thing about a lot of... Okay, so I think this is just about right, and we have to do it on the other side too. But yeah, the really interesting thing about... a lot of stuff like that is, yeah, people don't really realize that really it's themselves that don't find interesting, and that's always going to be my tip. Like, if you don't find Minecraft interesting, then if you find that fine, that's fine. But if you want to, if you enjoy doing cool stuff and you enjoy being a part of, you know, this community or that community, or just doing this or that, then there's always something else to try and build. And I don't know how to, like, I still don't know what makes something interesting versus not. Like, I don't know why I'm so enthralled by this and I'm staying up late, whereas, you know, the big... Is that a church of some dollar signs on top? But I forgot why I did that. But, you know, whether it's I don't know what it is about the bridge or, like, the church or something like that, that's, like, kind of interesting, but not this level. Whereas there's something like this that's, like, I'm going to keep on building this over and over again until it's done. And, yeah, I can't tell you what this is. All I can say is, like, build from the heart, look inside yourself, and maybe you'll find something. Or something really cliche that doesn't really say anything at all. That's all I can really say at this point. Because I have no proper idea. And isn't that bizarre? Isn't it strange that there are certain things you can't really quantify? Like, everyone can say when it exists, but no one can really say how it exists. And one of my favorite examples of this probably has to be stuff like Pokemon Go. Like, Pokemon Go, it's a really popular game recently, and don't get me wrong, I love it. I've been playing it personally, but on an objective level, not that you can really get objective again, but, you know, on a proper level, it's actually quite a badly made game. Like, there's so many flaws of the game, and there's very little gameplay there, but there's just something intriguing about it. There's this magic to it, and I've always found it at least a little bit interesting. Also, let's go now, because we built this wall, we built a decent amount of that house. I mean, this front wall still needs to be done, but yeah. Actually, let's do all of that now, because the desert behind it's really breaking my my immersion. So we place these blocks. Then now this building will suddenly look like it's a real one, minus the fact that there should be like stairs there, and this should be blocks too. But yeah, besides all of that, it looks like a real building. But yeah, I want to finish the fountain today because we've got everything else around it done. It's just we need to like have those blocks, and given that some people are like, I can't stand looking at the battle minigame lobby anymore, we'll move on from that. So yeah, some things are intriguing for reasons you can never really describe. I feel like that is a talent a lot of people have, but they don't know they have it. Like, you know, like some people will call themselves, or some people call other people visionaries. I think that's all you really need to know. Like, knowing the things that are magic that people don't know are magic. That's the real talent in a lot of jobs. And I guess that's what art is, right? Like, capturing someone's mind. I've never truly understood it, but something that maybe sounds about right. Anyway, let's move on from that point to because we're going to the ocean monument now. It's gonna be some lovely times. If you like seeing your ocean monuments, then we're gonna put some sponge in, taking out some prismarine blocks. This will actually be my first build with prismarine blocks. I think. Yeah, I haven't built them before because they're kind of in a different part of the world. I don't know which world they. Oh, jeez, this is awful. I don't know which world they count as being in, but still. We're going to head over there. It's probably going to get dark. And I guess in the meantime, I wanted to talk about something that I've been considering recently, because I've been waking up at like 6 a lot. Part of that was because I was in Sweden, which, by the way, I'm back from there now. Overall review of the trip was it's great. A lot of people have speculated that I was doing something magical in Mojang, and I wish I was. I wish I was that important. No, I wasn't. I was just there. It's a coincidence. Like, at some point, I was always going to go to Sweden. Stockholm's the biggest city in Sweden. That's the reason I was in the same city as them. No, like, crazy, like, oh yeah, well, I'm actually a new Minecraft developer, or they were showing me this or that. There's again, I wish something like that was true. I want to live in the world where those theories are correct, and that I really am covering it up, but it's not the case. Don't you love it when the conspiracy theories are better than the truth, and it's like, if only things could be that way. But unfortunately, that's not the case today. I'm not part of some grand conspiracy, or maybe they're just telling me to say that. I mean, who can really say for sure? But yeah, so I've been waking up at 6 because of that Stockholm trip, because I guess not being in your own bed makes you slightly less comfortable, and also, you know, wanting to get more stuff done. Also, yeah, I've been trying to adjust my sleep schedule, because something I realized recently, this isn't the reason actually, but it's something I realized that might make you think the same, is that even though, you know, some people say they get stuff done between 9 and 5, then they chill for the rest of the day, or like something. The reality is, everyone's always getting something done at some time. Even if you're or at least, I guess, you can argue certain stuff just is useless. But you're always improving yourself or doing something in some aspect. Like, something is always getting done. Even if you're just watching a really terrible YouTube video, you're at least learning. I mean, maybe that's helping your English skills. I don't know for sure, but you're always doing something, right? The brain is never sat still doing nothing, except during meditation, which I would probably recommend. I'm never amazing at it. Like, I think just the clearing your thoughts. Like, do you want to do that together? Do you want to just, 5 seconds of just nothing? 5? Just push away the thoughts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Isn't that nice? Isn't it nice to take 5 seconds? But no, point being that you're always doing something, except when you're sleeping. Sleeping is the one time where you're not actually actively doing anything, right? Like, even, again, if watching a TV show is still something you want to get done. You have a finite number of hours in your life, or in your day, or in your week, or your year, whatever you want to measure it by. And sleeping are the only ones which are kind of wasted. And that made me think, surely, if you just... I've always had this opinion, but, like, if you can just cut down 2 hours of sleep at night, even if you have to, like, make yourself a bit tired for the rest of the day, that's 2 hours to do anything you want with. Because, assuming you get the same amount done in the rest of the time, you can either do 2 hours more work a day, which, even at some crazy minimum wage, is, like, enough to buy yourself something nice. I don't know. You could, like, watch 2 hours of YouTube a day. That's, like... at least 15 Toy Cat videos, or like 6 Let's Play episodes. You can, I don't know. There's something mind blowing about the idea of, like, what if they did make days 2 days longer? What if there was 26 hours per day instead of 24? Like, let's say that our Earth slows down rotation, and therefore that does happen because we have to base our days on the Earth's rotation. What if somehow there's 26-hour days? Wouldn't that be nuts? Like, what would people do with those 2 hours? Or conversely, the other question I'd have to ask is, what if the Earth spins faster and there's 23 hours? How much less would get done because people don't really consider how things work? I don't know. Also, which hour would we cut out for day? Would we cut 1 or would we cut 11? Or 23, I guess. Presumably it'd be 23, but, like, then how does the 24-hour clock work? I mean, there'd be lots of questions to answer. I think there'd be more pressing issues if, our Earth starts spinning slow. But just some food for thought right there. So we need prismarine brick, 4 of these. We need a whole bunch of dark prismarine. Probably more than 28, honestly. And okay, let's go get some just in case. Because this has been quite the long trip, and you never want to kind of understate that. But yeah, it's been something that I don't know. I figured I'd share it with you in case any of you were like, yeah, I'd like to get more out of my day. Because the earlier you start, the more hours you get to. I don't know, watch YouTube videos of cats and stuff. So I'm going to put these in there, actually. I'm going to take out this raw mutton, too. Actually, I'll just put it in this furnace. That seems like a good idea. Oh, there's always a coal shortage. That's why I shouldn't be doing that. But, words and stuff, not really too bothered. So yeah, we're going to head back out. And we're going to take these, and we're going to finish that fountain, as well as finish the front of at least one of those buildings. It's going to be a nice, productive episode. And we could record this using those extra 2 hours a day we get. Because I am genuinely thinking, like, realistically, besides when you're at the level of tired where you just want to break and you're dying and stuff, which, I was at when I came home, because just a tiny story of my life from the past week. So getting home from Sweden, I got a flight for, it was really, really cheap. Like, we're talking, like, low double digits, like, something like £14 or, like, £20 or like something like that for a flight, which is pretty good, especially when you're going from a really expensive country. But the catch on this is you have to go to an airport that's far away, and also the flight was early in the morning, so I had to wake up at 2:40 local time, which was 1:40 UK time, and catch a bus, which was 90 minutes. I had to be there for the bus half an hour early. Also, it's like half an hour bits of the bus. So that's 2.5 hours just to be at the airport, which, by the way, you have to be there an hour and a half before your flight, and the flight's you see how all this time adds up, and it was 12 hours of travel on 2 hours of sleep. And a part of me really realized that there is a difference between, like, waking up a bit early and being, tired or groggy or whatever the words are, and there is a big difference between that and, like 2 hours of sleep, and really, really needing to drink some water, and waking up because you're thirsty, and then, like, realizing that you're going to have to go through, like, 3 steps and just falling asleep, and, bad times. But, life lesson here, sleep can like define everything in your life. Like I've always heard that like famous leaders like Margaret Thatcher, she's the first woman prime minister of the UK. Oh, you have to clarify first now, don't you? Isn't that a fun change? But she, she slept for 4 hours a night, and that's apparently half of how she done. And you hear stuff like that, and you think, like sleep. It's interesting. What you don't do can define you more than what you do, and that's always been interesting to me. So yeah, if there's one lesson you take away from this, it's that what you decide to not do can be way more valuable than what you decide to do, and to me, that's intriguing. So anyway, to move on from that, back to any point I was actually trying to raise. Monopoly, was it? Yeah, let's talk about Monopoly, because let's actually, because the thing about that game is I always wanted to play it a whole bunch as a child, and then I got into it in video game form on some form or another. In fact, I might get on Xbox One and do like a live stream at some point, just for giggles, because that'd be fun. Wait, Monopoly was subscribers night, maybe? Oh, I don't know. The problem with, okay, so I feel like I can share this here because all of you that watch this Let's Play are the guys that aren't just looking to get angry with me and say, oh, well, he said this in this way, so therefore he must hate us all. But the problem with trying to play with subscribers is the number you can play with versus the number that want to play with you is always going to be in a... Also, can we place the boat mid-water? Oh, it swims you up the top. Okay, okay, this is like the third time I've discovered something in a video. I have to make a video on boats at some point, which, in case you're curious, is that's like the whole methodology in how video gets made. I play Minecraft, something like that comes up, and I'm like, I have to show people this cool stuff. But wait, back to Monopoly. Yeah, the problem with playing like anything with subscribers is there's always going to be more people that get angry, and it's always going to be a way more toxic environment as a result. And the sorts of people that are only interested in playing and will be angry and curse me out and say I'm unsubscribing unless I play, they are not the sorts of people I want to play with anyway. And it's a real hard balance to get. I guess the best way to balance it would be like, oh yeah, we're gonna randomly invite people, but then every stream for the foreseeable future ever will have that. And I think some of that issue is that, again, my audience is probably one of the more diverse for Minecraft channels as far as YouTube goes. Like most Minecraft YouTubers, and I think they'd be fine with saying this, are aimed at preteens downwards, because that's where Minecraft is growing. That's where more people are playing Minecraft. But for the most part, the audience that watch me probably a little bit older, because I like to talk about in-depth stuff and cool little stats and whatnot. It's funny, I hear a decent number of like mothers who chime in and be like, "Oh yeah, I use it so I can blow my kids' minds or something like that." And it's like, yeah, that's awesome stuff. But I have like a massive diversity in the people who watch my videos, which I've always found really cool. Because you watching this right now, I literally can't make a single statement. I can't say you're age 16 because you might be 28, you might be 12, maybe not that second one, but you could be either of those things, and you could be from any country in the world. And isn't that a crazy thing that like this Minecraft can bring together a lot of you from such a crazy diverse set of backgrounds? I think it is personally, but yeah, that's just me. Point being, the point I'm trying to very slowly get round to here. So now we've got all these done. You can see the fountain, it's starting to like exist almost, right? Also, 28 is definitely not going to be enough of these, so I have to be really... Oh no, it's going to be enough because there are those things, sea lanterns, I think they're called. They will save the day, I think, today. Although I'm going to place one of these there just in case, because you don't want to make a big mistake like that and have it be stuck there forever. So yeah, then we'll place at least 2, probably 3 blocks up. And boom, we got ourselves like a real fountain and everything. Do you like it? Oh wait, water is the thing this is missing now. And luckily we have enough of that on us. Actually, wait, how do we make this an infinite source with such a weird, like, divert? Okay, so if we place one here now, I think between the two becomes infinite. It does not become infinite. Okay, we'll just go get water and put it up that way. Yeah, it's crazy that's like such a diverse number of people like to learn about Minecraft or like, hearing my thoughts and stuff. And I've always thought that's crazy because, I mean, my thoughts are always so different that I'm so scared of like sharing them in the real world. Like that's just always something. I mean, I think a lot of you might be on the same page with that, right? Where it's, well, if not, then it's me. But I always feel scared sharing certain opinions and certain passions about Minecraft and all this and that. And the fact that there is a diverse, strange, global, oh, that's nice, kind of thing around that. I always found that kind of cool. But anyway, that's the point being here is that I like the people who are the normal people out there, people who are watching this video. I don't like the sorts of people who show up to live streams where I try and play with subscribers. And that's one of the reasons I kind of back away from the idea, at least a little, of playing with subscribers. So I think, I'm going to try and like find a fountain thing here. So it's at least 3 blocks. I think it's a 3rd block after this. And then maybe this all comes off there. I think maybe, it's hard to say for sure. I think this, yeah, if they fall off the top of that, I think it goes here. And then we'll place some water up there on one of these sides. Actually, we only want to have 1 water on this, but since it helps us float up, we place 1 here. And then we place like 2 more bits here. Then we have a single fence. We can't actually... How did I waste the last fence without realising it? So yeah, we'll go make ourselves 1 more cobblestone fence. Or cobblestone wall, if we're being technically accurate. And then we'll be in the magical zone. So yeah, I think it's cool if you're a real person watching this. If you're a bear, which is, by the way, what we call the people who watch live streams that don't understand humans and like don't really want to talk to. And it feels so awful to say that as a YouTuber. Like, there are fans that aren't too great. But I'm sure, I mean, I'm sure, leave feedback on what you think in the comments and whatnot. But I'm sure a lot of you can maybe understand that. Or maybe I am coming across as the worst person right now. But, you know, I think honesty is always worth a shot. Like, it's better to try and maybe come across as the worst than to not do that. Or who knows. Also, okay, this is perfect because there is space here. I think maybe this should be a block lower. But at the very least, I made myself the fountain. Oh, yeah, I think it should be. Does that look wrong? Something looks wrong. Oh, what the issue is that should be a block lower. There should only be 1 more block after this. It should go straight to the fence. I think that's actually the only issue here. So now we remove this. It's going to be really tricky in the water. We scoop that up. We place it here instead. Did I do that correctly? I did. And just like that, we have ourselves... Yeah, magic. So something... Okay, this... Oh, I wasted up both the buckets. I think we're probably coming closer to the end of this Let's Play episode, which is a shame, because, again, the feeling of satisfaction when I'm doing stuff like this is that level in Minecraft where it's just like, yeah, that I can't really describe, and that I don't know, that you only get from some projects every now and then. And every time I've had to end one of these, it's like, oh, but I wanted to get this done today, like, all of this building. At least, okay, no, I've got a bunch of stone bricks. Let's at least start on the wall back here. So it looks like we've done a decent amount. Because there's a lot of, like, bulk work that can be done really, really easily. Stuff like this, for instance, where it's just a giant wall that has to be made of stuff. That's something you can learn right here. So, in fact, actually, before the end of the video, let's teach you some basic building tips that I learned just by... just from watching, or just from looking at the the battle mode thing, and kind of, you know, watching that and then being like, they did some clever things. Because the guys who built this are professional artists, or at the very least they're, you know, graduate artists, which I don't know if that's different from a professional one, but either way, if you want a big difference, there is. But there's a few really, really clever things that I notice every now and then, and one of them is using different brick textures just kind of randomly. So for instance, this wall, something looks off about it. It's a bit too samey, but if you just throw in every now and then something like this, throw in the odd cracked brick. I'll do it on this wall over here too in a little bit, but yeah, if you just throw in the odd cracked brick every now and then, it has a really, really cool effect on just making something have a bit more texture. Look at it now. You probably don't notice that, but it's this whole thing where it's like, by having random extra stuff in there, like randomness somehow makes things more appealing, and that goes against what should be the case. But just like that, we've got a slightly nicer wall while doing next to nothing. Same goes over here. Like, if you look at these blocks, also random wall, but if you look at these blocks over here, the fact that there is these points here to emphasize the end, it's the same kind of texture along the full of it, but you have clear start and stop points for each line, and it's really interesting. And the final one that I thought was like, aha, is the fact that they make buildings smaller on some floors than others. So this is the size of the first floor. It looks kind of weird, and that's because it's not entirely properly done, but yeah, this is the size of the first floor. I think one of the big differences is there is like, I don't know why it's here, but just like along here, so I think going back from here maybe, there's like a big oak wood going through it. Does this look a bit more accurate now? Yeah, there we go. This is the inside, but then the upside, even though it looks like it's the same back wall, it looks like it's the same. If you pay close attention, you'll see it's moved further back. But most people don't, and it just it means you can have different space on different floors of your house, and from one direction, it's going to look exactly the same. And because they had that luxury of people only going to enter these houses from one direction, they could do some really, really cool stuff that made me just go, that is kind of nice. So yeah, besides that, there's just a few things of lighting that you'll notice. And I'd honestly recommend, if you're like me and you don't really build so often, but you want to pick up some stuff from the wild, I would say look at these professionally built things and kind of pick it up as you go along, because there is some really clever stuff. Every now and then there's something that's like, but there's also just a lot of like, and that makes you smile and go, that was pretty well done. Good job then. And if you like seeing that, probably check out the battle lobby. I'm just honestly most of the time I'm somewhat disappointed with the scale of the stuff they do, and honestly it's a really small lobby, so it sucks in that regard. But what I really like about it is the fact that you can learn a thing or two, and that's what I've been doing while I've been doing all of this. Like it's been me just replicating something, but picking up small tips as I go along. And maybe you did that from this video, or if you didn't, maybe learn that it's not what you do, it's what you don't do that's important. Or maybe you learned that cat monopoly is a thing. Regardless of what you did, I would appreciate it if you liked this video, because it helps out the channel a lot, lets me know you do like it, and indeed that you like Let's Play Monday. If you are curious, next week I'll try and do something else. I can't promise I will, because this is what I'll be doing all during the week. Also, the regular Let's Play will be coming back in some form very shortly. In fact, I think for 600k I might do a world tour of this thing, of some form maybe, or go back and do an old world tour. I think that'd be pretty cool too, but who knows. I'm still thinking of ideas and words and cats, and hopefully all of you are too. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.